Hi everyone, we want you to have the best life possible. And we know that to have a great walk with Christ, we need to understand the power and principles of prayer. Now, Jesus was the greatest example that we can follow. He understood that he needed those times of prayer with the Father to have an intimacy and to have victory. So we know that one of the first buttons on the shirt is to develop a prayer life. It's best to get the first order of the day right, and then the rest of your day will follow. Of course, there is so much to be said about prayer, but let's keep it simple so that we can develop tools in our prayer time that really help us to stick with it. So I am going to give just a few simple tips that have helped me through the years to have a productive prayer life. Now, in Luke 11, the disciples asked Jesus to teach them to pray. So we will look at Jesus' response, which is now known as the Lord's Prayer. And this will be our model over the next few weeks. You can find the Lord's Prayer in Matthew 6 if you would like to read it. So we begin with, "Our Father who is in heaven, hallowed be your name." So the first order in our prayer time should begin with worship. So Jesus recognizes that the Father is in heaven. He's on his throne. His name is holy. He is all-powerful and mighty and always worthy of our praise. So when we begin our prayer time with worship, we see him for who he is. That sets a platform for us with our spirit for the rest of our prayer time. So worship will always take us into the positive because it will make us see how great he is as compared to our present circumstances. Worship takes our focus off of ourselves and any challenges we might be facing and puts our focus on who he is and what he can do. For example, when I begin my prayer time, I may put on some worship music and then start off my time with God like this: "Lord, I worship you today. There is no one like you. You are good and holy in all your ways. You rule in the heavens and on the earth, and there is nothing impossible for you. You are God of the universe, and yet you're attentive to me right now because you are loving and full of mercy. And I am thankful I can come before your throne today because of the blood of Jesus that covers me and makes me qualified to come into your presence. I love and honor you with my heart and my lips." Now that's just an example that you can look to, or you can create your own worship time. But what happens in my heart is that now I have set him on the throne of my life, and my faith is built up to the reality of who he is, and I can move on into my prayer time with faith, because it's faith that moves mountains, and it so pleases the heart of God. So then I feel comfortable knowing that I can move into an intimate and productive prayer time. Now, prayer is to be enjoyed. Even though I know it's work, it's not to be endured. So let's get started with this first tip and enjoy your times with God. We always love new beginnings. And Kirk and I love you and look forward to a fresh new season, so enjoy this.